Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Pyromancer here and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all having a wonderful day and I am so fucking excited because we are getting the first in-game whispers from N'Zoth. And some of them, holy shit, some of these fucking whispers, they play into my theories. They play into the theories, so let's just listen to them. We're going to talk about them and see what you guys think. So I am here on wowhead.com. They have all the lines all put into one section here for you. But we're going to actually listen to them because the voiceover is really good. And we'll talk about them as we go. So let's check them out.
Mere marvels decay beneath the gaze of a god. Wither. Kneel. Obey. Children, the depths are my domain. Deeper. Ever deeper. Let the tides draw you into my dream.
So hold on. I want to pause right there because there's a couple things that are said right here. Wither, right? There's actually another whisper from a while ago that says, I believe it's all shall wither and die in the writhing shadow of N'Zoth. And that is interesting, pretty dark. As it says here, mere baubles decay beneath the gaze of a god. Decay, again, another interesting word to be using. But he says here, deeper, ever deeper. And N'Zoth's, in some cases, known as the god of the deep. And so people would assume that that is the deep ocean. I think right now that's the most obvious, clear, and fair choice. But I do think still that N'Zoth lies in another place, deeper, ever deeper, even deeper than the ocean. And I'm starting to think that he's going to be somewhere closer to the Shadowlands than we could realize. I mean, there is that older quote, when you walk among the black forest, you will see. And so there is a chance that N'Zoth is in the Shadowlands, or Ny'alotha, if they're not the same thing. But he says, children, the depths are my domain. Let the tides draw you into my dream. Which is, again, N'Zoth's dream is the nightmare, right? Like, that's literally what N'Zoth spread through the dream. So is that to say that we're being drawn down towards the nightmare? I want to throw out there that one of the hidden mounts in BFA is the Nazjatar Blood Serpent, and it's black and red, exactly like the nightmare. I would also like to throw out there that when light gets constrained enough, when there's such little light, like at the bottom of the ocean, I am told that red and black, there's almost no differentiation between the colors when you're at the bottom of, when you're in a place that's that dark. Like red and black are going to look the same. So that's an interesting thing I just wanted to throw out there, but we'll move on.
You think you know power. The storm holds strength, but there is a price to be paid.
And this is interesting because I'm assuming that we're going to hear these in the upcoming raid, the Shrine of the Storm. I would assume that's where we hear this. The storm holds strength, but there is a price to be paid. I'm curious what that price is. Additionally, you think you know power. I think we know a little bit of power. I mean, we've had artifact weapons. We now have the Azeroth necklace, but I think true power, where true power lies, is something that only a few in the Warcraft universe have actual access to. And I think Sargeras is one of them, but I digress. Let's move on.
Harness your fury. Make your hatred a weapon.
And now this is something that Sylvanas has kind of been doing. I want to throw that out there. She's kind of, I'm not sure if it's hatred or I'm not sure exactly what emotion I would pin on Sylvanas' actions. I mean, Dalaran Summermoon does call them acts of hatred and rage. So fury and hatred. Again, this is something that that people would say that Sargeras has done. He's used his hatred as a weapon. I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure how much Sargeras actually hates things. I do think that there are some titans like Aeonar who use hate as a weapon, but again, I digress. It is interesting to see N'Zoth suggesting that we do such things.
At last, embrace the truth of shadow.
Now that is incredibly important. This is what I've been trying to say, you guys. Shadow and Void are not the same thing. They are not the same energy. Even for Shadow Priests, if you're in the game right now, open up your talent screen right now, like to where you pick your spec, not your talents, but just your spec screen, and read it. It literally differentiates using shadow magic, which I would say is more aligned with decay, with death, with disease and pestilence and famine. Those types of things are aligned with shadow. And then it also says void magic. That's going to be your void torrent, your void bolt, your void eruption. They are clearly different types of magic. They're similar. They are similar, but the void is not as death aligned as something like shadow. And this is the truth of shadow. The truth of shadow is that it requires the light to even be. And the truth of shadow is that it is death which stalks you in your most feeble moments, right? We will learn the truth of shadow and what we've known about shadow, something that Sargeras has tried to also embrace in his crusade via the Fel, Shadow and Flame, I believe. We are going to know the truth of shadow, and I think that this could actually mean at some point that we could actually die and have to go to the realm of shadow. But this, dude, embrace the truth of shadow. Like, that is so fucking important. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yes, you draw closer, ever closer.
And I believe that there is an older quote from the old gods. I can't recall which one, but it's something to the effect of, with each thread unraveled, one step closer to my realm. You come one step closer to my realm. So with every choice, you become more my servant.
With every choice, you become more my servant.
So we already kind of are the servant, but we're becoming more.
Patience, patience. They may yet prove worthy of my gift.
Patience, patience. They may yet prove worthy of my gift. I wonder what that gift would be. The gift of N'Zoth. Would that be, what is the gift? Is it eternal sustainment, like what he's trying to do with Ashara? Only I can sustain you. I'm curious to know what that gift would be, but he is urging patience. Patience. Which is, interesting.
I will taste their dreams, their flesh.
I will taste their dreams, their flesh. What the fuck is going on, dude? I'll taste their dreams. Well, I've said for a long time that I think N'Zoth manipulates things through the dream. I mean, the thing is that N'Zoth's influence via the nightmare already seems to have granted access to N'Zoth, access to the dream. See, the thing about N'Zoth is I kind of do still think that somehow N'Zoth is in the Rift of Aln or on the other side of the Rift of Aln. There is a quote where Xal'atath says, "The rift is deep and vast, and somewhere down there it stirs." Because something about the final prison had changed. The final prison had weakened. And I do believe that that has something to do with the dream and with the nightmare. So while most people will say that N'Zoth is at the bottom of the ocean, I do kind of think that perhaps there's a gateway at the bottom of the ocean to somewhere even deeper and somewhere even darker. And I do think that that's probably where N'Zoth is.
Yes, you are indeed the ones I seek. The ones to turn the tide. Receive now the greatest of all gifts. My dream has become your own.
That's about as Lovecraftian Cthulhu as you can get right there. The dream of a god becoming one with the mortal. Yeah, that's pretty much fucking Call of Cthulhu 1-to-1. That's pretty huge.
Circle of stars made flesh. She will show you the way. Come. The hour approaches when all eyes shall be open.
Okay, receive now the greatest of all gifts. My dream has become your own. The circle of stars made flesh. She will show you the way. Come, come. The hour approaches when all eyes shall be opened. So, the circle of stars made flesh, I believe that's talking about Xal'atath. There is a quote from a while ago that says, to find him, drown yourself in the circle of stars. And I've wondered for a long time, what the fuck is the circle of stars? Some people have speculated that it's the seat of the Pantheon, although it isn't a full circle yet. They are the stars. To find him, drown yourself there. What does drown mean? I'm honestly not sure. I think drown could potentially be synonymous with dying. I mean, when you drown, you do die, right? Like that's what drowning is dying into being in the water so the circle of stars made flesh. I think the circle of stars might be the void. It could mean something to the effect of drown, like the old quote, to find him, drown yourself in the void. Very possible, but the circle of stars being made flesh, Xal'atath is literally taking a mortal form at this point as a void elf. So perhaps it has something to do with the void being manifest as flesh. That dream has become, something real. And she is going to show us the way. Because we know that Xal'atath, that whole storyline doesn't seem to be over. And there's a lot more coming up. Now, Xal'atath does have her own whispers and data mine dialogue, but that's going to be in a different video. So we're just going to do the N'Zoth ones for now. So that, I believe, is going to be what that's talking about. But then he says, come, come, the hour approaches when all eyes shall be opened. And the next few quotes are actually fucking insane. But this one, the hour approaches. We've heard this term several times. Once when Sargeras says, the hour of rebirth draws near. Are the souls prepared? There's the hour of Twilight. And there's at the hour of her third death, she ushers in our coming. What exactly that means, I'm not sure. I still think that there's a very high chance that that's talking about Illyria Windrunner, considering the fact that she's basically a void elf, or a void infused high elf, whatever, same shit. Hopefully, finally, everyone will see. So these are a little bit more cryptic than some of the next ones. So I want you guys to hear these quotes. These are fucking crazy. Okay.
Go, but the blade must remain to serve my will.
Okay, that's important as well. The blade has to remain. So we're talking about Xal'atath being released from her prison. I think this is what's happening. Because there was some data mine dialogue before where Xal'atath was like, oh, N'Zoth, aid your faithful servant, or whatever the fuck she says. And I assume that it's being it's being released from her from the prison, which is the blade. Now, Bellular speculates that Sylvanas will try to use that blade to imprison N'Zoth. I think the Bellular's close, but I don't think he's right. I think that given the text out of 1,000 Years of War, where Illyria has visions through the void that she would kill the one who slumbers beneath Azeroth's oceans. She would kill it and take its place. But here's the thing. Bellular thinks, again, that Xal'atath will be used to imprison N'Zoth. But if N'Zoth is killed and Illyria takes its place, how fitting would it be if perhaps even Sylvanas use that blade to imprison Illyria, another void elf, another void entity inside the blade. Therefore, Illyria Windrunner is taking its place in the blade. My personal speculation, I think that Xal'atath is probably going to be used to imprison Illyria Windrunner inside of it. But I could be totally wrong. Who knows? Okay, these next whispers are the important ones.
I have dreamed your destiny, mortal. The hour is is close at hand. The light has struck a bargain with the enemy of all.
This line is incredibly important. Incredibly important. The light has struck a bargain with the enemy of all. And something very specific just happened in the Warcraft lore. It's out of the Before the Storm book. Kalia Menethil is resurrected with the power of Anduin Wrynn, Alonz's Fowl, and Anaru. The light has struck a bargain with the enemy of all. This is what I am saying about Eonar in the Titan Pantheon. They are willing to strike a bargain with the, through the light, they're willing to strike a bargain with the undead to try to achieve their goal, and that is Kalia Menethil. I want to remind you guys that Kalia Menethil was not resurrected, if that's what you want to call it. She's basically reanimated by the light, like a fucking light puppet, as the light would have her be, and as she would have her be, according to the fucking Naru, which is terrifying for the record. That is insane foreshadowing. Like, no, it's not how she would have herself be. She's literally just a pawn of the light. But she's resurrected with white eyes, not gold, white. There are only 2 other characters in the whole fucking game that have white eyes. One of them is Norgannon the Dream Weaver, and the other one is Eonar the Life Binder. So this is not a coincidence. This is a serious problem. The light is willing to make light undead. What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? No, this is not good. And Kalia Menethil is going to be a huge problem. Mark my fucking words. Mark my words. Kalia Menethil is not going to be... That's going to be bad.
6 seats at the high table. 6 mouths that hunger. 1 will consume all others.
Okay, we're going to play that line one more time. Hold on.
Seats at the high table. 6 mouths that hunger. 1 will consume all others.
Oh, 6 seats at the high table. 6 mouths that hunger. 1 will consume all others. Dude, the high table? 6 seats at the high table? Are you fucking kidding me? It's talking about the seat of the Pantheon. Yes, there are 7 seats at the high table at the seat of the Pantheon. There's Aman'Thul, Norgannon, Agramar, Khaz'goroth, Golganeth, Eonar, and Sargeras. There are technically supposed to be 7. Let me count them again. Eonar, Aman'Thul, Norgannon, Khaz'goroth, Golganeth, Agramar, Sargeras. Hopefully I didn't count the same ones twice. Then there's Argus, and then there's Azeroth, but there are not seats for them at the table. So there are 7 seats, but 1 high seat and I know that it's talking about the seat of the Pantheon because it literally says at the high table, like the High Father Aman'Thul. There are 6 mouths that hunger, all probably for energy or something, and 1 will consume all others. Now, Sargeras did just get sucked to the seat of the Pantheon, so there are technically 7 seats, but only 6 that are lower than the High Father's pedestal, right? So 1 seat is elevated above all of the others, okay? It's important to recognize because it leaves 6 seats, 1 to consume all others. Now, in my opinion, there's 2 options for who could consume all of the others. Sargeras could consume all of the Pantheon in flames. But if you've watched my more recent videos, I don't think that's what's going to happen. In fact, Alex Afrasiabi has hinted at the idea that the light in the sky, the red star, which I believe is Sargeras, is going to fade away. And he has hinted at that, and that leads me to believe that the one which will consume all others, as Agramar foresaw the spore mounds consuming all of Draenor, I think that it will be Eonar the Lifebinder to consume all of the others, if that does happen, in order to gain power, in order to enact her will, in order to do what is necessary. I mean, the light has struck a bargain with the undead of all things. And as I pointed out, the Titans, and I believe specifically Eonar, I mean, think about the mother construct. It's a female. It's literally called mother, like light mother, like mother of dreams, like all the stuff that seems to be tied to life. Aenar. They basically created undeath via G'huun in Uldir. So undeath is not something that the Titans are completely unaware of or wouldn't even be familiar with. I mean, the motherfuckers have, from what I can tell, created it before. So for the light to strike a bargain with a form of undead and create a form of undead, 6 seats at the high table. Are you fucking kidding me? 6 mouths that hunger. Holy shit. Like, what the fuck, dude? What even the fuck? And also, remember the whisper from Il'gynoth, the boy king serves at the master's table. 3 lives will he offer you. And now we're hearing the high table where the arcane masters, by the way, that's part of the Argus fight, the masters of what I believe all, where they sit. The boy king serves at the master's table. The boy king being Anduin, and via the light, he serves at the master's table. The table of the gods, the table of the pantheon.
The fall of night reveals her true face. She will bring only ruin.
The fall of night reveals her true face. She will bring only ruin. Now, there's a couple options here. I think the most likely is probably, now the fall of night, when Teldrassil got burned down, you know, kind of like the fall of the Night Elves to an extent, it'll reveal her true face. Maybe that's talking about Sylvanas' true face. You know, she that will bring only ruin. Because I think as cool as Sylvanas is, even she is a little bit too twisted in what she's trying to do. I think that she's got the right idea in a sense, but I think the way she's going about it, probably not that great. Don't necessarily agree with what she's done, so that is an option. The fall of night reveals her true face. She will bring only ruin. It could also be talking about Elune. The fall of night could bear her true face. You know, Tirana becoming Elune's vengeance, bringing only ruin. That is a potential option too. But just something that I will throw out there. This is one of those whispers that there are a couple possible meanings, and we'll just have to see if there's any other quotes that can be tied back into it at a different point.
When the arrow finds its mark, the last fetter will fall away.
That is such an interesting line. When the arrow finds its mark, the last fetter will fall away. Huh, the arrow finds its mark. That reminds me of an archer, something, again, that Sylvanas is, something that Illyria is. Now, a fetter, however, that is like a chain or like a restraint. So when the arrow strikes true, the last fetter will fall away. Is that to say that when the arrow strikes true, that the last chain, if you will, that keeps whatever it is bound here? Could N'Zoth potentially be talking about itself? Like, when the arrow strikes true, as Illyria foresaw in her visions, the last chain that keeps N'Zoth bound will be broken? Is that what that's to say? Or, because basically a fetter is, again, it's a restraint. Like even like an ankle restraint or something like even, you could look at it as handcuffs or chains or something like shackles, basically the same shit. So, yeah. Interesting one there. Interesting.
I alone can save you from what is to come.
I alone can save you from what is to come. And remember what N'Zoth said to Ashara. Only I can sustain you. So, saving us from what is to come. I wonder what it is that is coming, right? And if N'Zoth believes that it can save us, I mean, G'huun says to us, the Titans cannot save you. So I'm curious as to what we're going to need saving from. Is it being saved from the Titans? Is that what it is? Are they coming? Being saved from the light? I mean, at the bottom of the ocean, even light must die. So is N'Zoth's plan to draw us down deep into the depths to save us from the coming light? Like, what's going to happen? If we go down to the bottom of the ocean, Is something gonna bathe our world in light or in flame, or something that we need to be saved from? Like, in why N'Zoth? Why has it transpired in such a way? It's this whole destiny thing is very Cthulhu, but it like Lovecraftian, but it is also sometimes a bad thing when destiny reigns, when destiny is a thing. Let's move on here.
He grows hungrier, older. Alas, your eyes are closed.
So we don't see whatever it is that he's talking about. It grows hungrier, bolder, potentially the void. It's willing to try to accomplish more. Maybe it's talking about life growing hungrier. It's becoming more bold. Maybe it's talking about the light. But our eyes are closed. Alas, we don't even see it, whatever it is that's happening. And this, I think, ties it pretty well into some of the things that I've been saying. If there is something that is hungering and closing it around us, we're not seeing it. And I think that the majority of the player base doesn't see it. There's a lot here that has been trickled over a ton of time and in plenty of books. And I just think it's so much, there's so much that's going on right now. And I think the story, honestly, could kind of be coming towards its climax, but we'll see. Let's move on.
He gave himself to the deep places. He gave himself to me.
He gave himself to the deep places. He gave himself to me. I don't know who exactly he's talking about, but honestly, part of me just inside screams Sargeras. And I know that I say that for everything, but he gave himself to the deep places. He gave himself to the darkness. He gave himself to the shadow. He gave himself maybe even to N'Zoth. And I've said a lot that I think that it's possible that the old gods, but specifically N'Zoth, has been working in hand with Sargeras to try to accomplish these goals, to try to beat the Titans and try to beat Aenar. Now, this is just one option because honestly, I don't know who the fuck else this would be talking about. Like Xavius, who's not very relevant at this point, he gave himself to the deep places. He sacrificed, if you will, something that Illidan, who's super parallel to Sargeras, has done quite a lot. He gave himself to me. So, just one interpretation. I'd love to hear what you guys' thoughts are on that one. The next line is fucking insane.
She's not the last, but the first. Drown her, and you will see.
She is not the last, but the first. Drown her, and you will see. Oh, it's talking about Azeroth, dude. It's talking about Azeroth. She is not the last Titan. She's not the final Titan. She was the first one. She is all creation, the conduit from which all of the other Titans in the universe was born. Drown her, and you will see. Drown her. Drown her in what? Drown her what? In the void? Drown her in death? What? Drown her in water? Like, she is not the last, but the first. I swear to you that line is talking about Azeroth. That line is talking about Azeroth. There's an older quote from the old gods. I mean, another quote that says, "You will all drown in the blood of the old gods. All of you. You will all drown. The whole world will drown." There is also drown in flames. That is something that Agrimar says to you. Drown in flames. So, I mean, there are some old god quotes from the Stone Core. You guys should go back and run that shit, where even the leader of the Twilight cultists was saying at the end of the dungeon, the world will be reborn in flames. And I'm fucking telling you, if Sargeras has any outs here, if he has any way that he can make this happen, it's gonna be fucking insane. It's gonna be insane. I swear, dude. It's talking about Azeroth.
Receive my gift and see all truths before you.
All truths before you. Receive my gift. There's another line that was data mined a while ago that says, his eyes behold every truth, every unnumbered crime. And that ties to another old god whisper that says, Ny'alotha is a city of old, terrible, unnumbered crimes. So his eyes behold every truth, every unnumbered crime. Receive my gift and see all truths before you. And again, this is the truth of shadow, isn't it? So I think we're going to the fucking Shadowlands, honestly, you guys. I don't know if we'll even beat Queen Ashara. I don't know if we'll beat N'Zoth. I don't know what the fuck is going to happen. But it's going to be crazy. Whatever it is. Like, it's a shame that the community perception of the game right now is that the game sucks balls, because holy shit, this is some of the coolest storytelling that they've ever done. This is some of the most, this is like climax of like 10 years of story that's coming together right now with N'Zoth, with the Titans, or 15 years even. It's God, it's so fucking exciting.
That which was sunken shall rise.
So that which was sunken shall rise. The Black Empire, Queen Ashara and N'Zoth, it's all gonna rise from the ocean. Like, it's the Black Empire is this expansion. I'm telling you, it's not gonna be next expansion. This is 8.1.5. This isn't lead up. This isn't build up to next expansion, you guys. It's this fucking expansion. Think about the name of this expansion. Battle for Azeroth. I'm telling you, they could end this shit this expansion. This expansion. They could do it. And people think that they never will, but I don't really give a fuck what people say. They could end the fucking story in this expansion if they wanted to.
All that were sleeping shall be awakened.
All that were sleeping shall be awakened. So anything that is that's asleep is gonna wake up. Now, I've thrown out in the past the point that to the old ones, especially in Cthulhu mythos from Lovecraft, death and sleep are basically synonymous. Is that to say that all that are dead shall come back? They will be reawakened? Or what does this mean? Does this mean anything that's old god related that's sleeping at the bottom of anywhere in the darkness, in the ocean, wherever the fuck it might be, it's all gonna wake up and it's all gonna come for us? Like, everything that's in the dream, is that all gonna wake up? Like, what does this mean, right? All that were sleeping shall be awakened. I'm not sure, but that's the end of N'Zoth's actual voice lines. And there's some other ones that I just want to read. At some point, the player can see the eye of N'Zoth on other people. Something dark is growing within you. I can sense the tendrils of N'Zoth burrowing deeper into your mind and soul. You see eyes everywhere? This is more dire than I expected. Do not trust what you're seeing. These eyes are surely just N'Zoth within your mind, tricking you. Is that why I can see N'Zoth's eye on so many people? The darkness within you swells. I warn you, this will be very painful. Now stand very still, that's it. Let me pull N'Zoth's defilement from you. Someone is going to try to cleanse us? What the fuck? Are you sure you wish to cleanse the gift of N'Zoth? You will not be able to undo this decision. Okay, so whoever's trying to get the fucking gift out of us, I don't know if the gift is a good thing for us or a bad thing in the long run, but fuck whoever's trying to do that. Now, there are also some related lines spoken by unknown characters about N'Zoth. The eyes sees all, his greatness, his glory. We slumber no more, we rise as he rises. Break open the stone, we will become one with the void. Yeah, I don't like that. She leads the lamb to to slaughter, a worthy sacrifice. But these whispers are actually insane. The most insane and most important one is the 6 seats at the high table, 6 mouths that hunger. One will consume all others. Like, dude, what? Like, what? This shit is coming true. YouTube and whoever the fuck, wherever else this might be played, in a Discord, on Twitter, fuck if I know. But these whispers are insane. These whispers are insane. And I haven't even gotten to the Xalatath ones. So, I'm sorry that this video is so long, but holy hell. Leave your comments in the comment section down below. Let me know your interpretations of them. If you guys don't get what the fuck I'm talking about with the Titan Pantheon and ANR and all this stuff, you gotta watch my last few videos. I'm not gonna leave comments and argue with people and re-explain myself. If you have not watched the last like 3 videos, I'm not gonna waste my time. So please, 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 please go and watch those videos so that you can get an understanding of what the fuck I am talking about. Because there's a lot there. I mean, they're 35 minutes, 48 minutes. These are long videos with a lot of information in them. And I'd certainly appreciate it if you guys would check them out. because it might make a lot of what I'm saying make a lot more sense to you. So I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you so much for checking out this video and listening to these whispers with me. When I heard these last night, I was literally freaking out. So I can't wait, dude. I can't wait for N'Zoth. I can't wait to find the truth of Shadow. I can't wait until whatever's coming comes. Like, it's gonna be crazy, you guys. So anyways, thank you so much. Appreciate you very much. Stay awesome until next time. I'll see you guys later. Peace.